University might have a chance to get James Williams.
Definitely do have a.
And 5-star James, I don't care what stars they give you. You're a 5-star. You've been a 5-star ever since Bunch Park there. Listen, man, University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Does you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
Nah.
Who's been your tough defender? Like who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person you played?
I don't see nobody.
I knew this.
Nobody.
He was gonna give us the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
So I just got to do what I do.
University of Miami, they land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams.
Yeah.
Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties. And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, like a striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's what's
Because
up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses. And we're gonna he can feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety, and then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety.
Right.
So I feel like we just gonna make each other better.
Yeah, James played free safety. He wanted to play free safety, and he was big on that. But James will never be back at free safety. James be close to the line, the linebacker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But that's
just him helping his team win.
That's his chess. Yeah, that's him playing chess with the team. I told him to get. I covered James since he was that big, bro. I've known him all his life.
I just feel like every time it's just man on man. If he wins the battle, then there goes the play. He doesn't break on the run, or if this person like doesn't take that step, or certain things. I feel like you beat your man every play, and you got the best chance to stop any team, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-star. Lean loyalty. 6'12", 276 pounds.
Yeah. After I just started doing.
It's like a tackle for loss for like 6.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't touch you. Like,
Yeah, like they did.
explain to me, though. Like, what is that about? Like, how do they not? You 6'5", 300 pounds. Is it something? Is a swim move or something you do? Like, they don't see you? You're teleporting? What's going on?
I'm too fast for long.
They don't realize you that fast when the game starts. Like,
I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, I just gotta show the world. Like, I'm the true 50. I'm the next 56 up. The next. I'm gonna just go crazy this year. Like, show people like, wow, 56. Like, show them like I want to take care of my mom. I want to put in a big house, stupid cars, big pool in the backyard. Put on for my brothers, my nieces and nephews, like coaches. I think all of them boys for like having me here at this like position that I'm in now, cause like it took hard work and dedication. Without all of them to guide me in the right path, I wouldn't be here today. So I think all of them for like helping me out. Like, yeah.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what big time players step up in big games. All the criticizing and all that, it's over, baby. Big time players step up in big games.
What's good, man? Let us know where y'all from in the comment section. See if we got any jokers in here. Reginald Dawson. Reginald Dawson, boy, you didn't type of luck. Coach going to make some huge differences with this team. Shout out to Reginald Dawson, boy. Reginald Dawson in here with the happy fingers, man. Let us know where y'all from in the comment section below, man. Let us know where y'all from. We love to see the different places that you guys are coming from. Like I said, we love to see it. Let's go. We're about to jump in this thing. May have some special guests on here tonight. We'll see who pop in here. Ain't making no promises. You promising nobody nothing. What's going on, man? I'm deep. We're not to practice today. We'll get into that. We're gonna get into some violence in youth football. We're gonna get into that. We'll get into a couple of things, man, and I'm gonna send y'all off to somebody else. We got VA in the house. Somebody say, Street, I just texted you. We're gonna talk about them texts, man, because we just added another product, or we just added another service to what we do with IOD Squad and some one-on-one stuff, man, because I see a lot of y'all be wanting to talk to me. We're gonna get into that for a second too, man. 1 second. But I'm going to show y'all a little preview of everybody who's not a member, the Caneville videos that we drop. I'm going to show y'all a preview. One second. Let me show y'all a preview for all the people who aren't members, who haven't had a chance to check out the Caneville videos. This is behind the scenes stuff. We got one that should be dropping tonight, early in the morning, from today. But these are our Caneville videos.
Listen, man, if you ain't jumped in the group me yet, shout out to Susan. If you ain't jumped in the group me yet,
the Caneville experience video that we give to the members, and
you got to download the group me app. That's where y'all getting stuck at. Y'all not downloading the app, but you got to click the
nobody
secret
does
link
it
that's
like
in the YouTube
nobody.
section. We back out here.
Oh,
man.
okay. So yeah, we got a special guest to be coming on here.
Letting
We
us
got a
watch the
famous
whole
guy
goddamn
coming on here. Talk some Cane football.
We get to see 7 more. 7.
We're gonna get him in here in a second.
We get to see 11 more. 11.
Check out, this is our Caneville experience videos, bro. That
We get to see. Corey Brown can really throw this thing around. We out here, dog, every day, over and over again, man. When it's something you love, bro, you don't even feel like work. The sun out today, man. Gleaning on my head. Got Susan to my left. I got Twan to my right. Let's get this thing popping. Nah, not all day. So let's ride, man. We about how many days we into this thing, X?
6 days.
6 days. Practice 6 days. So they in full pass today. 6, Susan. The 6 practice. So we got 6 practice and they got on full pass today, right? Huh? Yeah. All right. So we recording, dog. So they put on full pass. So what happens different in practice when they start putting on full pass?
Yeah, some clapping going on. Clapping today.
They don't really hit in football like they used to.
The 6th day of practice, they finna hit.
They're gonna hit today. Okay, so the day might be a little intense. So we get to watch full day of practice today, man. What you looking for out here?
Formations, toughness. It's finna get hot, man. So we're gonna survive the whole day without falling out.
Right.
By the grace of God, we don't see anybody with red jerseys. That's good.
We haven't been seeing anybody with red jerseys. What does that mean, though? Because we would always see that in the past.
I think they got a better recovery recovering system.
So you think the strength and conditioning program has enhanced and they're healthier kids? Man, this is a long road to where they're trying to go, man. Because when you start, the legend Jason Taylor. You got Big Vernon Carey behind. This X know everybody, man. Got Big Vernon Carey behind the back. Dapping it up. X and Jay. But yeah, Big Vernon. Yeah, ain't no more COVID now, man. You come sit down with us, man.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah.
Anytime. We had talked, but we never followed up. I remember you were saying you was out of town. Yeah, I was traveling with my kids. Yeah. Now my kids finished, huh?
Nah, let's get them. Let's get them come sit down, man.
I just opened a restaurant in the city, too.
What's Green Envy? Green Envy is yours? What is that?
Huh?
What is Green Envy?
Right there on 62nd and 7th.
That's the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Follow Instagram.
All right, man. So, but you owner?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
So Green Envy restaurant. We're gonna find out what kind of restaurant it is. Everybody going clean now.
Oh, yeah. Lamont Carey, that's Lamont Carey.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a glimpse of the Caneville experience videos.
That's it.
That was Big Vernon Carey, and that was our homegirl Susan, man. Shout out to Susan, man. Susan been doing it well, man. Shout out to Susan. Listen, 786-459-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, Invest or Die, the link is in the comment section if you look at the top. Like I said, we have some 101 stuff that we added, so you can get on Invest or Die, or you can schedule a one-on-one session. Why did I create that? Because when I say 786-459-9499, right? Want to get down with IOD Squad. It opens up the platform it opens up for anybody to text me. Got people text me, hey Street man, getting married tomorrow. Hey Street man, I just want to talk to you, man, tell you how you do such a great job. Bro, I've been watching you since 2010, bro, and I'm thinking about getting IOD Squad. On a serious note, man, I've had people text me, man, that not doing too well and just need somebody to talk to, right? Really not doing well, but need somebody to talk to. And I was there. But also there's people who want to get into investing that doesn't feel comfortable asking questions that they think are dumb questions on a platform in front of everybody. And they would rather pay $100 to sit with me for an hour and talk to me about what I know, what could they do, what would I do if I was in their shoes. I'm not your financial advisor. I can just tell you what I do. So in the link, it's a little point in there where you can basically book a session and talk about any of these things. Or if you got a child that play football and you want to get them recruited, you're not sure how the stuff works, how you give them a better chance, that too. So 786-459-9499. Text me if you want to get in. I've seen the link, or just click the link. It's in the top of the comment section in the blue. And I'm going to put my headphones on, and we're finna have some fun, man, for about 30 minutes. But I'm bringing my guy, Steve Kim. Kim.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. You sound like you got a nice, expensive mic.
No, I don't. I'm just actually on my old laptop here in the little orange bowl of Montebello, East LA, my office. I showed you some pictures of that last week, and I'm excited. Hey, man, what a punch in the gut it was to hear about Trevante Citizen. That's too bad.
Isn't it football, though? Isn't it football? I had a conversation with Chaney's dad the other day, and I was talking to him, and he was like, I was like, but man, your son has been hurt, and there's so much competition in the backfield. And he looked at me and he said, Street, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. It's the beauty of it, to have a chance to compete, to get better. The cream rises to the top. We brothers for life. And it's part of it. It's part of it, Kim. It really is. It's part of the game. You hate to hear it, but at least we have resources and things to nurse the kid back.
Yeah, he's only a freshman, and I don't know how much he was going to play. I mean, I actually like Rooster a lot in certain situations, quick tosses, stuff out into the flat. I have a lot of faith in Don Chaney. I think when he's healthy, he is our best pure 3-down back we have right now. Right. And, all these people with Citizen, the problem was he was still a true freshman, and pass pro is an issue for every young freshman that comes in. If you can't pass pro, you really can't play on any down in college football nowadays. So it is what it is. So that's why you have depth. And you got Parrish, you got the Rooster, you got Thad Franklin, and now you got Chaney. And generally, your running back rotation is going to be about 3 guys. That's what it is generally. So, I mean, we're going to be okay there for now.
Right. I got a question for you. I want to get off topic. I'm going to challenge you a little bit here. First of all, tell the people who you are. You work for ESPN. Yep. You have over 50,000 Twitter followers. Boxing professional. Tell the people who you are a little bit and where they can find some of your stuff.
Well, I mean, I did work for ESPN for 2 years. I'm mostly known for my boxing coverage. I've been at various websites. I was at ESPN, as I said, for a very short, long stint. Those 2 years were the longest decade of my life. I really didn't like it there. I had to get out of there. I still cover boxing. I do a weekly podcast on Triller and YouTube with Mario Lopez. Yes, that guy who was AC Slater on Saved by the Bell. And then I also write a twice weekly column for snack.com, which is owned, the nutritional brand owned by the well-known Victor Conte, best known for Balco. Me and him are very good friends. And so now I'm going to get real controversial. Some of your audience ain't going to like this now. I also am a regular guest panelist on the Jason Whitlock Fearless show on The Blaze. And look, there are people that do not like me. They're not going to agree with my politics or my stances, but that's okay. We're allowed to disagree. And so I go out there. I'm an outspoken guy. I try to be as honest as I humanly can. And it's interesting, Street, I was listening to you earlier. I'm going to send you the show from today. And I did a long segment. Today's show on Fearless with Whitlock was all about that situation with Talib's brother and that coach getting gun. Yes, we spent the whole show on that. I'll send it to you later.
Really?
Yes. Jason is not afraid to tackle tough subjects. He's a very, very polarizing figure. And just being associated with Jason makes you a very, very controversial figure. I mean, I kind of feel like the Hurricanes of the 80s coming off the plane and army fatigues, man. Did the Japanese sit down and eat dinner when Whitlock spoke? Let's go, fellas.
In the comment section, give me a thumbs up if you're a Jason Whitlock fan.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody has to be a Jason Whitlock fan. Listen, so tell us something about Jason Whitlock, man, that we don't understand. Because I know most things are misunderstandings and not being able to connect to a person and they're not agreeing with your views, miscommunication. Tell us something about him, bro.
The thing about Whitlock, and I think everyone knows this, he's incredibly, incredibly outspoken. But this whole notion that he doesn't like his own quote unquote people, I couldn't disagree more because I know what he's done for people in the background. He's always said, I remember him doing an interview one time. He said, all I know about this is anytime Jason Whitlock goes to someplace and I'm in charge, black employment levels go up. In other words, he's not afraid to bring along people and guide them. And I was a religious viewer of his show with DeMarcus Wiley, Speak for Yourself. And if you look at that show is predominantly black. And he brought on Darnell Smith, a young man that played football at his alma mater, Ball State. Brought on Uncle Jimmy. So, look, we're not going to all agree, but I think that what's happened in America is we've had way too much of an echo chamber on both sides of the political and cultural spectrum. But, it is interesting, Streeter. I've had more than a few people in boxing, basically all black, and they've told me this in secret because they can't say it in public. They all tell me, hey, Kim, yeah. I'm like, yeah, love what you're doing on Whitlock. They can't admit it publicly, and I get it. I do.
Well, I own this shit. I could admit whatever I want to admit. You know what I'm saying? I never really looked into it like that. I've heard him say some things that I didn't agree with.
Right.
I don't like his hat that he wears, but I don't have any strong views on him because I understand that people don't understand people, especially people that don't connect. I saw this video on Instagram the other day, and it was a black young kid, and he sounded like he was pissed off, and he was saying, "I'm not going to feel uncomfortable because I don't speak slang, and my mom's car costs more than your dad's." And he was a black kid, more than your house. And basically, he was saying, "I'm not going to feel uncomfortable because I'm black and I grew up well off. I'm not from the hood. I don't relate to some of those things." And it was uncomfortable watching him say that, and I had to ask myself, why was that uncomfortable? There are black successful families, but why is that uncomfortable? You know why? Because we don't hear it, we don't see it ever depicted enough on TV, or we don't hear those things. We don't see those families a lot.
Peter, let's go back to a conversation we had last week. Bottom line is, there used to be a time, especially in the 80s, led by the Cosby Show, where black nuclear families were actually very much in vogue. They were talked about, they were written about, they were shown on television in a very, very positive light. Somewhere along the way, it's like, no, we can't do that. That's not the quote unquote real black experience. Now, back then, I was much younger, and I'm thinking, okay, I didn't really have a thought about it. But there comes a point now that if you did a show of that nature, like the Cosbys, or anything like The Different World, and I've literally watched every episode of Different World, okay? I'm actually a very big fan of that show. You couldn't do it today. It'd come under too much scrutiny. It would almost be criticized for being too positive and giving a sanitized view of what they believe America is. So that and it's something that's very, trust me, this is not something that is by accident.
Yeah, I mean, those conversations, right.
I've said this before. The minute I jumped off The Chi, a show that I was very high on the first couple of seasons, was once they introduced a transgender girlfriend of one of the gang leaders, and I said, wait a minute, there's no gang leader in Chicago that would have a transgender. It just would not fly. That's an agenda. I said, I'm off.
They might as well put Superman on the show, right? Hey, man, Superman.
Yeah,
Superman selling drugs.
I was like, okay, I'm good. We had a good run. It was nice. There's other things on Showtime. I could go to HBO, but I'm done. But in all of this is, I'm just telling you, if you look at the images of what they are doing specifically to men, but really men of color, the way they dress them, the ones that are really thrown out there in a huge spotlight,
right?
Some of it makes me cringe.
P-Valley. I love watching those strippers on P-Valley. They draw me in, and now they made the lead rapper gay. And I'm like, okay, there are some guys that we don't know. They don't want anybody to know what goes on in their lives. There may be other, but I'm like, why is it so? It's not really so much in our face like that. You have the flamboyant gay guy that owns the club, but the cool rapper coming out to him and saying he wants everybody to know, that's just like what you're saying. That doesn't happen. Do they want it to happen? It's like they want to. It's just too much of it, bro. And I'm about to just stop watching TV again. I only go in there to sit down, watch it with my girlfriend, and rub on the butt stick, and that's it. That's really not going now. Well, stop watching TV again. I'm just stop watching TV.
Well, that's always a good reason. The other thing, let's go back all the way to the 70s. Good Times. That was an incredible show for the first 2 years. James Evans, the father of that show, the actor, I think it was John Amos is his name. He basically said, look, I want this show to actually reflect a real black experience. I don't want this to be about Kid Dynamite. And what they do, they fired him. And anytime I watch a rerun of that particular show, if it's not the first couple of seasons with John Amos, I don't really watch it. Because I think the show actually lost a little bit of its moral compass at that point. Because I thought it just became kind of a funny show, which is it's supposed to be as a sitcom, but I don't think it really ever lived up to the standards that it did the first 2 seasons. So, but all this stuff, I'm just telling you, all of this stuff, none of it is accidental. None of it.
You listen to what he said now. If it's not accidental, then that means it's on purpose.
Oh, it's an agenda.
Y'all listening to Steve Kim. Steve Kim is out of California, man. He's a boxing expert. He has a podcast with the guy from Saved by the Bell, And he also, Steve, you deal with some characters, bro. The guy from Balco, we saw him on TV for like a whole year with the Barry Bonds thing. And he also thinks Sugar Ray Leonard would have beat the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. Give a thumbs up in the comment section if you think Sugar Ray Leonard would have beat Mayweather.
Ray Leonard's a different man, his power. By the way, speaking of Victor Conte, I've always said that Victor Conte helped put Frank Gore into Canton, Ohio. One day, Frank will be in the Hall of Fame. And it was about 8-9 years ago. Victor gives me a call and he says, Steve, what do you know about Frank Gore? He's interested in using our snack products. And I said, Frank Gore's probably looking to get in the best shape of his life in the last 2-3 years of his career. And Frank ended up taking up a lot of boxing. I'm sure you guys know that he boxes. Frank is a guy that his physical fitness, I think, was actually better in his 30s than it was in his early 20s. And he ended up putting together an outstanding career. And I think one day he'll be giving a speech Hall of Fame weekend. And so, yeah, I have an interesting group of people that I associate myself with. There's no doubt about that.
Listen, everybody agrees with you that Ray Leonard would have beat Mayweather.
Yeah, and look, to be fair about it, Streeter, Mayweather was a natural 47-pounder. He was a natural welterweight that ended up winning a title all the way up to about 168 pounds. Mayweather at his best was really a junior lightweight and a 135-pounder, a lightweight. I saw much of Mayweather's career. I can honestly tell you at 130 to 135, he was special. He was a once-in-a-lifetime type of fighter, the speed, the quickness. And there are two different types of Mayweather. There was the Pretty Boy Mayweather, which was early, the guy that blew out Angel Manfredi, Gennaro Hernandez, Diego Chico Corrales. Then as he got a little bit heavier, he became a little bit more of a cautious boxer. I don't think he was as fun to watch or as entertaining. But I'm just telling you, Ray Leonard was special. You don't see a lot of blends of speed, power, and guts the way he had it.
Were they the same size? Would they have fought if Ray Leonard was here now? Were they the same size? Would they have eventually been able to meet?
Well, at the same ages, they were different weights. Again, Ray Leonard was a naturally heavier guy. But I'm just telling you, for Ray Leonard to have been able to beat that version of Thomas Hearns in 1981, one of the first big fights that I remember as a young man growing up in Valencia, California, Tommy Hearns was a 6'2.5" welterweight who had a wingspan of a 747 and an absolute bazooka of a right hand. I don't think anyone else in the history of boxing could have beaten that version of Tommy Hearns. I've talked to trainers about this, and they'll tell you they really think, and Leonard is penalized because he didn't have a lot of fights because of his retina and he took some retirements, but they really believe in terms of natural talent and skill, he's among the top 5 that ever lived.
Wow. Shout out to the bully man with the $9.99. He said the agenda goes a lot deeper. It really does. Somebody said Sugar Ray Leonard beat Mayweather's father, and he would have beat him too. You think Mayweather would have beat? Go ahead.
You know, Mayweather's father, Floyd Sr., was actually a very talented fighter, except he got shot in the foot. So he never had that mobility, and that kind of hindered his ability to glide around the ring. The one thing with Mayweather, he was very good at that shoulder roll. And if you didn't have great hand speed or the ability to throw a hook, you're going to have some problems because he could ride out that right hand and he could always snuff out the jab. Ray Leonard had a vicious left hook. And another thing, Street, is why you can't really compare eras. Ray Leonard, for early part of his career, he was a 15-round fighter. Championship fights are now 12 for various reasons. And 15, that's when you separate the men from the boys.
Right. I remember being in like second grade and listening to my daddy rant and rave about the Hagler versus Ray Leonard fight. I just think Mayweather is the greatest fighter I ever saw. Maybe because I saw Ray Leonard at the mall, the Westland Mall, one day when I was a little kid. But I was in the locker room. I was with Mayweather before he fought the YouTube guy. Explain this to me, Kim, and we're gonna talk a little Hurricane football. How is somebody able to get in the ring with professional fighters? Now, anybody know that they're professional, that they hit hard? How is somebody able to get in the ring and not be able to get hit, but able to hit back?
Well, that's what you call the sweet science, because every time you throw a punch, you are actually leaving yourself very vulnerable. And that's why I kind of cringe when these athletes think they can actually fight They can't. There's no fighter that thinks they can play wide receiver in the NFL or be a shooting guard in the NBA. But these guys all think they know how to fight. They really don't. I've seen a lot of athletes for all these years. I worked out at the Wild Card Boxing Club where Manny Pacquiao, he made that famous along with Freddie Roach, and I go to the 10 Goose Boxing Club. I've seen a lot of professional athletes do their off-season training with boxing. And these guys will all tell you they don't understand how tough it is until they have to actually go in the heavy bag and throw punches properly for 3 minutes at a time. And most of these guys early on can't do more than 3 rounds properly. They don't understand how hard it is. And also, there's nothing like getting hit in the face, getting hit right in the head. I got to know Quatrine Hill, our old fullback, very well. About 10 years ago, he came out to L.A., tried his hand at boxing. He was a southpaw, believe it or not. I never knew he was left-handed. He trained with a good friend of mine, Eric Brown. And he was okay. For a guy that had never done it, he wasn't bad, except when he got hit. And I think he had like 4 or 5 fights, and one of the fights, I think he got knocked out. Our guy, Alonzo Highsmith, for a guy that had never done it, he's actually one of the better football players to have done this. He actually put together about 20-some-odd wins. And then there's one fight, I think he got cut. It didn't work out. But, Alonzo was pretty good, though, for a guy who had never done it. But boxing, more than any other sport, Streeter, I truly think you have to start early. You have to understand how to get hit. And then you have to have that poise and that confidence to be right next to a man who's hurling leather at you. So then things like tucking in your chin, having your shoulders in the right position, hand placement, all of that comes. I've always told people, if you want to know how hard boxing is and not actually get hit, go to a gym, hire a trainer, have them work mitts with you for 2-3 rounds, and then hit a heavy bag. That's the lightest workout you can really do. And that next day, you will feel as though you ran the Boston Marathon. People have no idea how difficult that sport is.
I could only imagine. You've had fights before at schoolyard, and you can't fight for 30 seconds without without actually dying. So listen, I just got off of a space with Luther Campbell, Deion Sanders, and Coach Williams from FAMU, the head coach Orange Blossom Classic. The history of HBCU. Do you know much about it, Kim?
I know a little bit about it. Here's the inconvenient truth. When you desegregated football, it killed that industry of college football.
Yep.
And that was the sacrifice of assimilation. Me and Jason Whitlock have actually talked about this. We brought up Jim Brown. Jim Brown was never for assimilation or full assimilation. He wanted self-sufficiency. So I think it's really interesting what Deion is trying to do in terms of bringing back some of the importance of the HBCUs. I mean, there was a long time, at least 25, 30 years, where the HBCUs actually probably had better athletes across the board than regular college football. You've seen the Hall of Famers from Grambling, Jackson State, all of these schools. But once they started to assimilate and the SEC opened up its doors and the other colleges, you saw what happened. And it's really parallel to what happened with the Negro Leagues in Major League Baseball. Negro Leagues were actually thriving.
Right.
And so, you want to talk about, like, and you're a black businessman, you want to talk about creating an industry, washing the dollar, having economic importance, and building it within the community. I wonder if you had it to do over again. Look, I would never watch a basketball game if it had more than 2 or 3 white people on the court or Asians at the same time. Now, if you have 10 black guys, I'd be like, wait a minute, I may have to watch that. So, and if I ever saw a football game with too many white guys, I'd be like, well, not a lot of team speed out here. I don't know. Let me go watch Grambling and Southern. I mean, so there was a sacrifice to be made. And here's the issue that Deion is going to have. Deion is great for Jackson State, and it's really marvelous what he's done. However, if every one of his games is just a 55-0 blowout because they're mismatches, does that actually help all of the HBCU football industry, or does that only help one program? See, that's the risk that I think that's going on right now. That's the question that I have.
If he becomes that good, because he actually lost in that championship last year, right? So if his team becomes that good, I get what you're saying. And having Travis Henry running around is not going to help the rest of HBCU at all, because Travis
Yeah, Hunter and Streeter.
Travis Hunter. Yeah, Travis Hunter is the real deal.
Right, and Streeter, you blow out too many people year after year and you embarrass them, that could create a lot of tension and agitation. I mean, these other schools and coaches will tell you, oh, it's great what he's bringing, the attention and the focus to our league. And then you get blown out 58-0 too many times. You're like, get this guy out of here. I mean, so
right.
There's an old phrase that a rising tide lifts all vessels. Okay, let's see if this here is a rising tide for everybody. Because I really, here's the thing. When a celebrity gives money to a school, and I think a few have to Jackson State, right? My view is this. What about the other schools? What are they getting? I just wondered. And then let's flash forward. Let's say it doesn't work out for Mike Norvell. You'd have to think Florida State would say, who here is going to give us buzz as a program as our next head coach? Well, Deion's got experience. He put this time in. So then let's say Deion leaves Jackson State. And I don't know if he ever would or not. But let's say he gets his dream job, if that's the dream job, at Tallahassee. Then what happens to Jackson State and the rest of the HBCUs? Does it go back to basically being ignored for the most part?
I'm looking at, does it go back to being ignored? I think he has shed a light, and I think what he's doing is showing, okay, without all the resources, how could I build the brand of my program and get it in people's face? And I think what he does with media is so savvy. Coach Hayes, who's in the comment section, seems to think that even Deion blowing everybody out would helps HBCUs. Shout out to the Bullyville 989.
Coach Hayes, big fan of his. Love Coach Hayes.
You're a big fan of Coach Hayes?
I watch Coach Hayes a lot. I remember Coach Hayes last year. He did a video. This is like 2 weeks before our game against Alabama. And I remember he was doing a video where T-Rob was coaching our defensive backs. It was a practice video. And literally Coach Hayes said, geez, way too much walking, way too much dead time. He said, this is not a good practice. I was like, wow.
True. It was true, though. It was a lot of dead time. It was a lot of Bubba Bolden standing around, cracking jokes. Them boys was they was on vacation, came that last year. No, it was true. He was right about that.
Streeter, one other note about HBCUs. I remember as a kid, I remember BET would actually show HBCU games. I think the announcer or the color commentator was Lem Barney, the Hall of Famer from the Lions. And so I used to watch Video Vibrations and Video Soul with Donnie Simpson a lot because they used to show certain videos that were never on MTV. So, I never watched the game, but I always remember like this week's HBCU game of the week, Grambling or Southern or Jackson State, one of those schools. I didn't know that they hadn't shown HBCU games in years. I think that's a platform. Again, if you're going to make this work from the inside out and you're going to really support this for the people, by the people, of the people, a network like BET should be involved.
I think, I think they show now, like they're like on ESPN Internet, whatever they call it.
Well, that's good too. Well, that's pretty good, but but again, ESPN will never make them a priority like they do the SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, ACC.
Right. I see what you're saying. You're saying go find your own spot and let them be the thing there.
Right.
Sort of kind of what I say about women's sports, but we'll get into that another day. another day. Okay, so I'm looking at Jackson State. Jackson State hasn't got to the point yet where they're beating the crap out of everybody. They're not there yet. I see they won. Yeah, they lost to South Carolina State at the end. They got their ass whipped by South Carolina State pretty
And that was good. I think that's good for
you said that was good.
No, because it creates interest. Now you have a built-in rivalry. I like that.
Okay, so yeah, they only lost 2 games last year, and they're going to be that much better this year. I think he's bringing awareness. I've heard Deion talk in press conferences, right? And he doesn't really talk about Jackson State per se. It's a weird thing. When I was there the day when he talked about the names being on the back of the jerseys. I was there. I was sitting in. I was in the media. It was after the Orange Blossom. He talked about the names being on the back of the jerseys for all of HBCUs. He wasn't talking about Jackson State. he wants to uplift all HBCUs, but it's weird because it puts you as a coach in a predicament, right? Like I can't be trying to help. Like I want to help Joe
Right.
Smo. That's the big picture. But Joe Smo may not see the big picture and may just envy what I got going on over here.
Isn't Eddie George the coach at Tennessee State?
Yeah.
Because they showed one of his games last year in late August. I remember watching a little bit of it. I remember it was interesting. Whitlock even did a segment on this. Didn't Dion bring in Brittany Renner to talk to the team?
Yeah,
that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's funny you say that because we got our local porn star Eve in the back room, and I didn't know if I was gonna bring her in here with you.
Well, hold on. I come in a couple weeks, Streeter. Let's save that for later.
I got her back there. She on ice. She gonna come here and talk about all her scandals. She probably been in the room with Brittany Renner and a couple of these guys. But I think him bringing Brittany Renner to talk to those girls, to talk to the team, was him saying, "Hey, look, here's a pretty face. You see it? Now, pretty face, tell them how you're not like their mom." Basically, that's how I sum it up. Because I think the problem with a lot of us is that we look at our mom and we put our mom on this pedestal. Mom never really tells us her bad side, the things she did wrong, the time she keyed dad's car, or the time dad caught her cheat. Mom never tells us those things. So I think a lot of times we grow up looking at women like we see our mom until we run into one of them that take us to the cleaners. And then you realize that, holy crap, like women aren't as nice and gentle as I thought they were. I think him bringing Brittany Renner in there to talk to them was him saying, listen, they don't always come like in a nice way. Sometimes they come to take something you have, or sometimes they come with selfish intentions. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think Brittner was also saying in her own way, hey guys, look out for guys like me.
Right.
A lot of these relationships are transactional. We know this. We have to be realistic about it.
Right.
But yeah, that's not something I would expect from Nick Saban, but that's Dion putting his own flavor on things. I do respect it.
Right. So shout out to Dion. Shout out to Dion for that, for being different. I mean, bringing the things and using the resources that he has, that's going to get the team attention, and everything of that nature. Kim, check me out. They were talking about a lot of drops, right? And then we go to practice today, and boy, it got bad. Drops, guys dropping the ball in practice. Kim is a huge UM fan. Kim sends me stuff. He has I don't know if he has a room painted UM. He has all type of UM stuff. Been a UM fan. He told me Kane Sport been around since
early
1990s. Early 90s. I didn't even realize that. Guys dropping the ball in practice, man. You've been watching football for the longest. Hughes Heard. What does that mean to you?
Well, this is what I think it means. They're probably going to have to shorten the rotation. If their thought process was to get 5 or 6 guys that were going to play, especially with today's game of tempo, now I'm getting the sense they may only trust 3 or 4 guys. Obviously, one of them is X, who I've always liked. I think he's your modern-day, small, little, quick slot receiver. Keyshawn Smith, who actually had 33 catches. He's actually our leading receiver last year, who could stretch the field a little bit. And then
what about Rambo? Wait a minute, man. Rambo.
Well, not talking about returners, though. Returning.
Oh, gotcha.
Returning
gotcha.
Guys. Yeah, look, after Rambo didn't get drafted, I would have taken him right back. I would have petitioned to get him a 6th year, okay? Because I don't think that's what he expected. So then you get Jacoby George, who I think showed some flashes last year, and hopefully a guy like Romello Brinson can show that he's that guy we all thought out of Miami Northwestern. Look, this is what I'm getting. Offensively, at least in the beginning, they're going to try to grind the ball and really establish the run and run well enough to get single high looks and then take some shots deep. Keep this in mind, Street. I've said this a lot on various spaces. I didn't realize Miami was this bad at running the ball. They were 97th last year in yards per game on the ground at 125. Most of your good teams are well above 200. So there's a lot of room for improvement there. But, I'll be honest with you. Receivers, eventually, someone's going to work themselves out. I don't think we have a horrible group of receivers. Is it the bomb squad of 87? Is it the ruthless posse of the 90s? Is it Reggie Wayne and Santana Moss? No. But it's a serviceable group of pretty good athletes. But I do think that they have an elite group of tight ends. And I expect to see a lot of 12 personnel, even 13 personnel. And looks to me like Khalil Brantley is going to be a guy that can play a role. It's kind of a Mondrell Fulcher move tight end. I like the things that we can do. My biggest concern is, Street, and I asked this of X a couple of days ago, is that I actually think on the front line of our offensive line, we have 5 guys we're going to plug in and play well. The left side of the line with Zion healthy, Jalen, and Ja'Kai Clark, you can win with that in the ACC. So now you got to figure out the right side. The question is, though, is the depth. I asked X, how many other guys do you think can play outside of our starting 5? And he said maybe 2. That's kind of scary. That's actually scarier to me than what's going on at receiver.
No, that should be scary. Yeah, I don't think the depth on the offensive line is where it should be. But he can't fix it all in one snap. They fixed a lot. The defensive line, they fixed. But tell me this: when you have a quarterback as good as TVD, right? He's going to make he should make the wide receiver core look better or perform better than maybe they are capable of doing. I mean, a lot of times it's your quarterback that drives the thing when it comes to the offense.
There's no doubt. Look, if you had 2 choices, would you rather have an average quarterback with great receivers, or would you rather have a great quarterback with average receivers? Like, in other words, which would you take? I would rather have a superior quarterback that could throw guys open and anticipate late. It's going to be interesting. I know that Gaddis is kind of on the spot. I don't get the sense he's going to run the wing T here. Some of the stuff that he brought at Michigan, like the gap counter scheme, that's going to be implemented. Blockers getting to the second level. Our tight ends are going to have to be counted on the block. I think Mallory's really on the spot. But look, when you have a quarterback who's going to be perhaps he is, and I've said, look, I love Mallory, but he gets pushed around like a shopping cart in line. I mean, that's not his strength. For my money, Elijah O'Roy is our best tight end. He's going to be a future NFL guy. Mallory is a big wide receiver, so we're going to have to scheme that up a little bit. I actually think Dominic Mammarelli is a tractor. I know X is speaking very highly of him.
He's a fire truck with a helmet on, bro. You should see Cam Kitchens bounce off him in practice.
Yeah, he is going to be he's going to be like a third tackle in the jumbo set, short yardage, goal line situations. But when you go into a game, first thing you got to have, in my view, in a lot of ways, with all things being equal, a quarterback. I mean, when you have an elite quarterback, and certainly Tyler Van Dyke is that at the college level, you have a shot. And I've said this, Miami may not be a great rushing team yet. They're not going to be the type of physical bullies that they want to be within 2 years. They just have to be just good enough to run the ball well enough to set up second and manageable, and then always make sure they can always be in at least 3rd and 2. And then once you're at 3rd and 2, you have a couple of plays where you can just hand the ball off and extend drives. That alone makes the quarterback's job easier. Not only that, Streeter, it keeps the defense off the field. And that's one of the ways you protect the defense is just running the ball and grinding that clock a little bit.
Right. Arroyo Skinner, I forget about Skinner. Arroyo Skinner, Khalil. I think Mario talked about Khalil today. I got a question about Tyler Van Dyke with you. Tyler Van Dyke last year was 202 for 324, 3,000 yards, 2,900 yards, 25 touchdowns, right? He only played well. He played one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. He only played well in like maybe 5 games, right?
Yeah, his last 6 games were really good. Look, he came in at the end of Bama to mop up. Central Connecticut State is like hitting a heavy bag. So he struggled the first 2.5, 3 quarters against Virginia, right? And we could have won that game, but he showed flashes. The game where he really flashed was North Carolina State. From that point on, he played at what I would consider at least an all ACC level. I mean, look, he threw for 300 plus yards every game with at least 3 touchdowns. I mean, he went on like a Joe Burrow-like run for those last 5-6 games, Streeter.
Right. I'm looking at this. I didn't realize he had 200 yards versus UVA. He had 264 yards versus UNC. So he had a little success. Then he carved up CCSU, Colorado State. He carved them up. Are we looking at 4,000? How many? What are we looking at with Tyler this year? Can Tyler throw for 4,400?
You know, that's an interesting yards. You know what? It's not only about the yards; it's how many attempts. One of the most important stats in football, and I learned this a long time ago. It's not only the yards; it is your yards per attempt, not yards per completion. Because you can throw for 500 yards, but if you took 60 attempts to do it, that probably meant you lost. That probably meant you had no running game. You're probably getting shoved around the field. There's no efficiency. I could actually see Tyler Van Dyke throwing for less yards per game, let's say around 250 to 275. But if that comes at the expense of running for closer to 200 yards, I guarantee you Miami will be a better football team for that. So if you have 13 games and if you throw for, look, I'm Asian, but I'm not that Asian, so I can't do it in my head. But if you go 13 times 250-ish, that's right around 3,800 to 4,000 yards. So it's actually pretty realistic.
Times 250.
Hold on, let me get
my
Siri.
Calculator. Hey, no, we got Siri. Hey, Siri.
Okay, yeah.
Good evening. What can I do for you?
What's 13 times 250?
The answer is 3,250.
Oh, so hold on. So that's not. See, that's why I got D's in math. But
3,250.
That's not bad because, you know, I think we got a little bit spoiled last year. Keep this in mind, Streeter. We threw the ball all over the place because we had no running game last year. We really didn't. And our running back depth wasn't very good once Chaney went down. We weren't a very good run blocking team. You know, I look at it 2 ways, Streeter. We're either 15 points away from being a 5-17 or they're 15 points away from being 10-2. That team played a lot of one-possession games.
Yeah. Under Manny Diaz and the coaching staff, which he just didn't have the resources, and no coach before him really had the resources to put together the staff that they really wanted to, or to, like Cristobal says, when I went to speak to him, to give the kids a Power 5 experience. Now they have that. I don't know if it could turn around overnight, but you also have a quarterback in Tyler Van Dyke. Kim, do you think this thing can go to the ACC championship and we're 1 game away beating Clemson to maybe going to the playoffs?
Look, I'm actually surprised that the Las Vegas odds makers are quite as high as they are on Miami, given the fact Miami's only won the Coastal 1 time. That was 2017. Here's the issue, and I think we all fall into the trap of it because we are Miami fans. Someone actually put this post up on a message board, Kane's Insight. They listed all of our ACC losses, like the past 7-8 years. Streeter, we have lost to a lot of teams that had more than 4 or 5 losses. So we're not even. So my point is, well, wait a minute. Wait, what? It brought me down to earth. It was like a splash of water on my face. I was like, wow, wait a minute. I got to wake up here because it's one thing to lose 2 or 3 games to teams that all win 8-9 games. Streeter, we've lost to a lot of mediocre teams. Miami, basically, the past dozen years, we are a program that loses 4.5 to 5 games every year. That's the reality.
Yeah.
And
when you start looking at those 101s, go ahead. I thought you were going to go ahead.
Yeah, so if you keep going by game, you think, yes, we're going to beat them. Yes, we're going to beat them. But Streeter, there's a reason why you asked Manny Diaz when you put him on the hot seat and you grilled him like chicken when you said, well, Manny, last some odd years, we've out-recruited every ACC team not named Clemson. Why do we keep losing? That's the great conundrum. Can Mario Cristobal and staff close that gap?
If you go to look at the record between us and North Carolina, us and North Carolina State, if you go look at the head-to-head record, it'll make you throw up if you're a Hurricane fan. Yeah. Because I don't think Hurricane fans realize how many times we've lost to Pitt, how many times we've lost to North Carolina.
We lost to Duke back-to-back years. And I don't mean the Duke program with Christian Laettner and Grant Hill. Let's say this again. We lost to Duke 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Think about that. So
true.
Here's the modest goals or the realistic goals I have for Cristobal. Win every game at home. Got to be a good home team. Got to protect your house. The other thing is win every game that you're supposed to. So we are a 7 to 10 point favorite, whether we're on the road or at Hard Rock. Win that game, because the most impressive stat that Alabama has under Nick Saban, I've seen this, they win like 98 or 99% of these games they're favored in. They just make it routine. They just knock them down like dominant, and that's what a good team does. And so that's what you have to do. You have to raise that standard. So if Miami can do that and actually compete at A&M and Clemson, I think that's a fairly successful year. I actually think, Streeter, Clemson is underrated. I know they took a big injury with Xavier Thomas, got injured in their scrimmage. That's an NFL body up front. Streeter, if they had just ordinary average quarterback play last year, I think they would have been in the playoffs. They were 10-3. They were the only team not named Alabama that didn't get blown off the field against Georgia. They lost a double or triple overtime game to Carolina State. And they could have easily beaten Pitt if they didn't drop a few passes early. I think people are actually overlooking Clemson. They bring back a monster front seven defensively.
Yeah, we can't write them off that easy. We want to write them off that easy, but we can't write them off that easy. That's one game. That's one game that I say mentally, I don't know if we're ready to walk in there and beat up on Big Brother. But I'm gonna tell you this. What just happened in the program with Mario Cristobal and the resources and adding doubling the coaching staff. Me knowing these kids from South Florida and me knowing this program, it was the missing puzzle piece. So what I'm saying is that question that I asked Manny, right? The answer was the shit that they just did in the program. He wasn't going to say it because now he's on First 48 snitching on his damn self. So he wasn't going to say it. No, he wasn't going to say it. So what Miami just did was the missing puzzle piece, Kim. Now, can it turn around instantly? I laugh at these guys when they go through the schedule and be like, win, because I know we lose to Syracuse and I know we lose to Virginia. But what I'm telling you is that Miami just fixed the problem. These players that they've been recruiting can play. Elijah Moore goes to Ole Miss. He's a second-round draft pick. Mike Harley comes here. He fights to get on the NFL team. Battle goes to Alabama, and you have all these different guys that goes other places. James Cook goes to Georgia. He's on the field for Georgia. What I'm saying is that Miami just fixed the problem. Can it happen instantly? I don't know if we got an Urban Meyer situation, but I know they just fixed the problem. It may take 2 or 3 years, but I wouldn't be surprised if Miami's in the ACC championship this year. And I'm sitting here like, oh, do I take the points with Clemson or do I?
Streeter, let's go back to the turn of the century, okay? So let's go back to what I would call modern-day football. It took Bob Stoops 2 years to get Oklahoma right in 2000. It was his second year. Urban Meyer in his second year at Florida won a national title, right? Nick Saban, his first year they lost to Louisiana Monroe at Alabama. Remember that in 2007? By 2008, he was challenging Florida, battling for that SEC title. By his third year, they won the national title. So it's been shown that if you are at a program that has enough resources and players and you're a good enough coach and the infrastructure is there, it's no longer that 5-year rebuilding experience. You can expedite that process and make it 2 or 3 years. There is a track record of that.
Right. What makes you think? What makes Urban Meyer? He did it twice, right?
Well, he went to. This is where I think. Look, Urban is not going to be a Boy Scout. He's not going to win any Lady Bing trophies for sportsmanship or Mr. Congeniality. The guy went to Utah, put together an undefeated year, was top 5 in the country. He goes to Florida, wins 2 national titles, and was still I think they were top 5 his last year or second to last year, 2009. Then he goes to Ohio State. In his first year, they went 12-0, but that was kind of a funny one. Then they won a national title. The guy's had 3 undefeated seasons at 3 programs in a row. The thing that makes him good is that he knows football and he's ruthless. He's absolutely, and it showed. Look, he was, and I've always said this.
Where did the ruthless part come from?
Well, because that's what he is. And look, here's the thing about Urban. I never liked him as an NFL coach because I think there's 2 types of coaches. There can be guidance counselors or leaders of young men. And then at the pro level, you have to be that benevolent dictator that knows how to work with men. And those are 2 different jobs. That's why I've always said Jimmy Johnson's the greatest coach of the last 50 years because he was absolutely seamless at it. He could be a dictator. He could be your big brother. He could be the GM. And the run that Jimmy Johnson had from 1985 to 1994 is the greatest run of coaching. It'll never be matched because no one had that type of concurrent success from winning national titles and then winning Super Bowls. And each time he left the program, that coach that came after him had a Cadillac to drive. It's unprecedented.
Right. So listen, bro, before I let you get out of here, because I know you're a busy man, I say that Mario Cristobal is the greatest coach ever hired at the University of Miami. And when Jimmy Johnson came in, I asked Bain, and Bain was like, we didn't really know who he was. That when Jimmy Johnson got here, he was a guy. And he left here great. He left here a legend, right? Could you argue that? Am I wrong for saying that?
Yeah, here's where I think Mario has the highest ceiling, and obviously he's got a long ways to go. He's the first and only coach we've ever had that has looked at Miami as a destination job. We have never had our Joe Paterno. We've never had our Bear Bryant. We've never had our Bobby Bowden, that one guy that says, there's no better job for me. This is it. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, if I could have a hot tub time machine and go back to the future, I would make sure that Jerry Jones never bought the Cowboys so we can get at least a couple more years of Jimmy Johnson. Or I would make sure that Butch Davis could get along with the board of trustees and Paul D because he left a dynasty on the table. And I never thought Larry Coker was a great leader. I've just talked to too many people that'll tell you things. He was really too soft. So he was that substitute teacher that everyone had a fun day at school. You didn't learn a damn thing for a whole week. That's what he was. but in Cristobal, we're getting a guy right in his coaching prime that for the next 15 to 20 years, I really think his goal is to win multiple national titles, and he's not going anywhere.
Bro, listen, I sat in the office with him. I met with him on some business stuff. And he looked me in my eye and he said, man, I just love Miami. And I was like, the city, right? He was like, no, D, I love being a Cane.
Right.
Somebody talking like that isn't chasing money. He's not chasing the itch in the NFL, none of that. That man is where he wants to be. And if his mind changes in 6 or 7 years, okay, he has a right to change his mind. But that man wants to be a Cane, and this is about the best fit that a college could ever have as a football coach.
And Streeter, I think we're getting him at the right time. Look, I actually thought he should have got the job after the 2018 season when Blake James had that national search that went all the way up to Philadelphia and the Heck Center, and it lasted 12 hours. Worst national search I've ever seen in my life. But that version of Mario Cristobal would not have had the leverage to demand Miami get into the big leagues of college football. And he would not have been, you had that great interview with Alonzo Highsmith. I suggest everyone watch it. When Alonzo Highsmith had one of the greatest analogies I've ever heard. He said, look, Miami football had become the auto industry, the U.S. auto industry of the 80s. There was a malaise. We became General Motors. And I was like, wow. Right. So now, Mario Cristobal can be our Lee Iacocca. He can be the guy. But I don't know if he would have been allowed to be that type of leader and make the financial demands that he has if all of this didn't happen. And a lot of luck is timing, and timing is luck. And I think we've hit this at the perfect time.
Man, listen, man, that was awesome. That was the quickest hour I ever had, man, because you awesome, bro. I got to bring you back on here when you have more time, man. And I appreciate your time, big homie.
Oh, anytime. I'll talk to you soon. I'll be watching your videos. You have a great night, Street.
Tell the people where they can find you, bro. Tell the people where they can find you again.
Well, you can find me on Fearless. We're just, if you want to be pissed off by what me and Jason Whitlock say, we're on there a couple times a week. We just finished up our show. And then I'm also on Twitter. My handle is SteveKim323. And then if you want to get some boxing fix, you can go to the YouTube Triller network or channel and look for the 3 knockdown rule.
There you go, man. Appreciate you, Steve Kim, man. I'm going to talk to you a little later, all right?
Thanks a lot, Street.
Anytime, bro. That was Steve Kim, man. And this is Eve. We've been trying to get on here for a while, man. She's running around. What's going on, man? Unmute yourself. Talk to the people. You owe these people apology, man. You done stood us up. You got to unmute. Listen, did I have you muted or you got yourself on mute? You got to unmute your mic. There you go.
Apologize.
You got to apologize to the people. They've been asking for you. Where Eve, Street? Where Eve at?
Sorry.
There y'all go. There y'all go. We got Eve on here. She ain't been on here in a while. Tell them, listen, tell them you were supposed to come on here about a week ago. And you had some things go on or whatever, and you didn't make it on here. But they thought I was lying to them, and I wasn't lying to them.
You wasn't lying. I had some things going on, but I'm here now, so that's all that matters, right?
What's up? Tell the people where they can find you at. They can come follow you at.
My Instagram is Ariel, the Golden Child, and Twitter, Eve Madison, XXX. And catch me on Snapchat, Sexy Ariel, 3 X's.
What you got going on right now? You got anything going on that
I do.
You just in Atlanta chilling or what?
I'm not in Atlanta. I'm in Nashville. This is my Airbnb, so I'm in here chilling.
You in Tennessee?
Can you make my screen bigger? Because I want to see.
I'm trying to make you big. I'm trying to make you bigger than me. Let's see.
I'm in Nashville right now.
They probably don't even want to talk to me. They probably just want to talk to you. I'm just gonna be in the background. So you in Nashville? What's going on in Nashville?
The coins is out here. The white man with the money.
Oh, the coins is out there. The white man with the money. So how actually do you get the money from the white man? Like, do you
money from the white man? I finesse them.
You finesse them?
Yeah, you gotta have game. I'm from New York.
So what took you to Nashville? You there by yourself?
I mean, I'm here with my manager. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah, my manager.
So what you doing these days? Like, what did you do today? You got up, you woke up by what, 2 o'clock?
I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning. I drove to Nashville. I met up with my manager. We had food, we had a meeting. I'm putting some pieces together in a puzzle right now. So I'm working on rebranding myself. So that's what I'm in the process of doing, because I turned down P Valley and it's really been bothering me lately. So I'm trying to see somehow if I can kind of get a little, so I figured
out. So P Valley reached out to you for what?
No, they didn't reach out to me. I auditioned for P Valley in 2018. The beginning of 2018, P Valley.
Really?
And I turned down the role because I was insecure because I was a little bit out of shape. And I was like, I didn't want to do it. But looking back, I regret it because I went to 2 different auditions. So I wish I would have kind of gave it a chance.
Was it okay? So talk to us. When you audition for a part, are you auditioning for a certain part, or are you just auditioning to make the show and then they give you a part? How does that work?
Well, actually, I was auditioning for a certain part, but I was auditioning for 2 roles. So now that I look back at it, I guess I was auditioning for the 2. I guess the Mercedes chick and the other girl that does the vulture.
Eve, oh my God, Eve. nah. Like Mercedes is like the star of P Valley, bro.
And it's crazy because they were like in love with me. And my audition tape, I Danced to Dance for You by Beyonce. And I really that I was gonna be like, you know. But I guess I just didn't have it in me to be fully nude at the time because I was insecure with my body at the time. So
this was 2018. This was after porn or before?
Yeah, this is after porn. It was like the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. I don't know
and
that
you was.
but I can show you emails. I can show you my Gmail.
You don't gotta prove anything to anybody. But you're saying you wasn't. So even though you did porn, you wasn't comfortable with your body.
I mean, I did porn in 2008. You know, and I had.
Oh, got you.
It wasn't the same body. I breastfed and
it wasn't the same body. He said it wasn't. She said it wasn't the same body. I don't know what the heck just happened. She just. I don't know. He popped out. He popped out of there. I don't know what happened. We'll see if she come back over. She said it wasn't the same body from 2005 to 2012. Yeah, it is a couple years in there. Yes, it is a couple years in there. So listen, man, y'all got y'all Eve fixed. We're gonna see if she pop back in here, man. Like Rich be popping on and out of here. Don said, "What I missed? You missed a hell of an interview with Kim, and then you missed Eve Tatas." Listen, man, 786-405-9499. If you click the link in the comment section pinned at the top, Investor Dies in there, and also there's some one-on-one sessions in there where you can schedule a one-on-one and actually get some one-on-one talking about charts and stocks and crypto and how these things work. Or if you got a kid or somebody you want to get recruited, trying to understand the game and how to get yourself recruited, you can handle that also. We can talk about that. Or sometimes people just, man, people call me 786-405 number sometimes. They just need to talk. So click the link is in the comment section. Coach said he popped. All right, man. Listen, man. Put the lotion away, man. We're gonna see if she come back in here, man. It's over. Put the lotion away. Yeah, it's over. It's over. We're gonna see if she come back in here. But I told you dealing with Eve is like dealing with a wild card, bro. Dog, listen, Kim talked about some cool stuff. Kim, that's messed up. We lost 20 people watching, man, when Eve jumped out here. Well, it's crazy, bro. Listen, man, y'all don't like with football, bro. You're killing me right now, man. So listen, man. Practice all week. I think we're gonna have access a few times. Her manager. I think we're gonna have access a few times. Hayes, I ain't never seen Hayes comment so many times in his life. Well, we get Eve in here, and all of a sudden, the light-skinned wonder, he camping out in here. Hit the like button for us, man. Hit the like button for us. And okay, I saw somebody asking about the videos. The videos you see are the Caneville Experience videos. That one you saw is in the member section. If you want to become a member, you can click join. It's right down next to subscribe. Join. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can help y'all out because I haven't did this in a while. But I'm gonna help y'all out. You gotta click join. It's right there in the comment section. I mean, right next to subscribe. Shout out to the first person who named who this guy. Who's this guy? Who's this guy on the screen? You see join? You see join is right here. Bam. Join. I'm gonna move Coach Hayes out of the way. Join. It's 50% off right now to become a member. And that's where you can see the Caneville Experience videos. We got a couple interviews in there. Nobody's seen Chris Johnson, TJ Capers, number one linebacker. That interview is in there. So yeah, boy, click the join button. Or if you go to the description, I'm going to put it in the description for you right now. That's how you become a member. I get these questions all the time, bro. All the time I get these questions. I'm going to put that in the description for y'all right now. And that's how you also become a member. But if you don't want to become a member and you don't feel like spending money with Footballville or Street, just hit subscribe for us right now and hit the like button. Only a hater won't hit subscribe, the like button, and the alert bell that tells you that's the free stuff. It's free, so only a hater wouldn't hit it, right? Man, they ain't hitting no thing. Street, he don't even let us see his eyes, man. He be in the house with shades on, man. Don't hit the like button for his Street for man. Man, he hiding something, man. He don't even want us to see his eyes, man. Who be wearing shades in the house like that, man? Hit no like button. It's free, dog. Only a hater wouldn't hit the like button, bro. Only a hater wouldn't hit the like button right there. And hit the alert bell so you get an alert every time we go live. Let's see what's going on. Right, so it's right. So the join button is right there, right? It should be right there next to. It should be like next to subscribe or something for you guys. But this is behind my back scene. But it should be next to subscribe or something for you guys. Let me see if I can see it on another channel, somebody else's channel. Who has a join? Let me see. Who has a join button? Let's see. We can go to. Who also asks people to join? I Am Athlete. Let's see. I don't think they have a join button yet. I just think they get a bunch of views. See, yeah, they ain't got. They too cool to have a join button. Drink champs. But the join button to be right there, man. So listen, bro. That was a great show, man. Y'all got to see your Eve. Y'all got to see Eve. Y'all got to see Eve for a second. Oh, there she goes. She's in the back room again. Y'all want to do 5 more minutes with Eve? Give me a thumbs up if y'all want to do 5 more minutes with Eve. Oh, I ain't seen no thumbs up yet. I know Hayes want to do 5 more minutes with Eve. I need one more fantasy league. Who wants to work? Let me see if Eve want to get in your fantasy league. You look at Rich. She the first one with the thumbs up. Eve.
Yes.
You want to be in somebody's fantasy? You want to be in somebody's fantasy league?
Yes.
You know what that is, Eve?
No, what is that?
She talking about yes. No. What is it? Fantasy football, Eve.
Oh yeah, I'm down to tackle some balls. You know I'm down. That's what I do. I put niggas in touchdown. Yeah, I'm outside.
You down to tackle some balls?
I sure am. And I'm in Nashville. So I'm gonna be riding some dick like a cowboy tonight.
Nashville. This your first time being in DC?
No, I've been to Nashville multiple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's always the same thing. It ain't nothing too nice, about Nashville. It's fine. It's fun. There's a lot of clubs and bars.
You're not going back to Georgia?
Oh yeah, I live in Georgia, of course.
Okay, so you will be headed back to Georgia.
Of course.
All right, man. We gotta bring you down here somehow. We gotta bring you down here next time we have an event.
I told X I'm ready. I'm outside. What's up?
You
I
outside?
can get some new cities while I'm out there too, so it's a win-win.
You don't need any new ones. They don't need to be them.
I need
look fine. In the comment section, do she need anything?
No,
new?
don't do that. Don't
need no new titties. Yeah. You good. You straight.
Don't do me like that.
Don't do you like that?
I'm shy.
Yeah.
I can't even see what they writing, but whatever they're saying, that's funny.
No, they love you. They love you.
I'm crazy.
No, they love you. Huh?
I said because I'm crazy. But we were talking about P Valley, and then you were saying something before the phone died.
Yeah, I mean, P Valley is blown up, man. I don't really like everything about the show.
Yeah, the homosexual activity is a bit much. It's like too much in your face. It's a bit graphic. But I think it's a little bit much because they kind of force it in your face. But if you really think about it, it's what is it, Showtime or Stars that it's on? So are you surprised that I did Showtime or Stars one time, and I was fucking fake eating pussy. So like, you know how HBO is. So you know how they are. So I get they do like you know the fake sex they used to have back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally ate pussy, pretended, and I made a lot of money off being a fake sex. So you know a lot of that shit.
A fake carpet muncher.
Well, I eat pussy in real life, but I'm just saying. As long as the bitch smell good and she clean and stuff, I don't mind. I eat ass too. Like I'm with it. But
is that something that came with porn, or is that something that was in you since you were like high school?
The hoe was inside me from when I was younger.
You think so?
I know so, because when I used to go to the fair when I was like a little kid, I used to love the candy apple, and I like the shape of the apple. So I always had that in me. I love licking the apple, eating the whole thing, sucking all the caramel off. You know the candy apples?
Yeah. Okay. So what does the candy apple have to do with? What does the candy apple have to do with the apple bottom? You're talking. So you're saying the candy?
Because the shape of it. You know, when you're a kid, you start to like recognize the things you like. So I like the shape of an apple. It looks like a butt on the top. You see how it's like curved, like a heart? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause my ass is like a heart too.
Oh, that's new.
No, I had this already. I this a long time ago.
That's the same model as you had with X on the show that time. They don't look like the same model. They look like the 2022 model. They don't look like the same model. They look like the 2022 model. They don't look like the same model.
I don't know. It probably looks bigger because I gained some weight. I don't know. Yeah.
You gained weight.
What's everybody sipping on today? A Monday night.
I just had some Jack and Coke. So tell me this. Tell us something. We're not gonna have you in here for long. Okay. When it comes to these pro athletes that have all this money, right? Right. Sometimes they seem hard to get to. People can't talk to them. When you see guys like that, what do you see? Like, do you see them different because you know their weaknesses, you know their strength, you know
I see them as a challenge. Like, what do you mean different?
Talk to me.
It's like, you know how you feel when you about to cash a check at the check cashing place, but you know the check is fake, but you want to finesse and get it cash anyway. That's what it feels like. It's like, it's exciting because you don't know if you're gonna go to jail, if you're gonna get some money. You know what I mean?
So you see him as a check.
Absolutely. What you mean? They see me as a piece of ass. So what's the difference?
Oh, now we talking. Now we talking. So you see it as like a even exchange.
Absolutely.
And guys are different, right? There's a lot of guys out here that are very giving, huh? And they're very soft. They're not used to dealing with women, right?
I don't know. Because the only type of niggas I know like that, they pay me. So I deal with them for my time. But I don't know those type of men. I like men who know what they want and know what they trying to do. And they know what they trying to get at, you know? I don't like no soft, weak ass nigga. That's the turn on. My pussy would dry up. So I like.
So you can't be soft. Take somebody who's gonna snatch your lace front off.
Yeah, choke me, spit in my mouth, smack my ass, spread my cheeks open, all of that. Gag my.
Have you ever thought about this? Like,
not like a random guy. It gotta be somebody like I like and vibe with. It can't just be no nigga just trying to, cause that's not cool either. Like I don't like nobody too aggressive.
Where you went now? You just okay. Why is it okay to spit on somebody during sex, but not like just walking down the street? You ever thought about that?
Well, first of all, you gotta make sure your partner is freaky enough to deal with that, and it has to be a mutual thing. You can't just be out here spitting on motherfuckers. You gotta make sure. That's why you gotta have a conversation with people before you have engaged in sex, so you can see where you guys are at, if y'all on the same page.
So you gotta be like, hey, listen.
Comments. Hold on, what the hell they saying?
Don't worry about what they're saying. They love you. They've been waiting on you for 3 months now. You've been in the back room for 3 months. They've been waiting on you. Bring Eve, bring Eve.
Because I want you to love me, okay? I mean well.
Tell them where they can come follow you at and talk to you.
Ariel, the Golden Child on Instagram or Twitter, Eve Madison XXX.
You be on Twitter a lot?
I might drop a little sex tape tonight at midnight. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of nasty tonight.
On which one? Twitter or
yeah, I might just drop.
Gotta be Twitter, right? Twitter. Yeah, gotta be Twitter because Twitter kind of dope.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop something tonight, something nasty, and I'm gonna be a cowgirl tonight. I'm gonna ride a bull.
Okay, on Twitter now. Tell them where they find you at on Twitter. I'm gonna type it in. Yeah, but I'm gonna
Eve.
type it wrong. Type it in the comment section. You know how to type it, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell them where they come find you at.
How do I write it?
They probably already know where it's at, but one of them probably already. Y'all write in the comment section, Eve, Instagram.
Y'all hilarious. Oh my god, I can't even do it. It's so funny. I don't even know how I look. I can't even see myself.
Okay, in the comment section below. How does Eve look right now? Y'all tell us how Eve. Tell Eve how she look.
I'm ready.
Since she's self-conscious and don't know that she's gorgeous. Tell her how she look.
I'm scared.
Don say he pulling up on your IG. C Smooth say he need that IG. C Smooth say type your IG.
Why does one guy say I'm glad I'm broke? He's hilarious.
J Dub say damn post to Twitter streeter.
Oh my god. Well, thank you guys. Y'all so sweet.
You see how they say you look? There you go.
That was nice.
That was nice.
I wish I could suck all they dicks and eat their pussies. They could line up. I appreciate that. Y'all made me feel good.
You put all of them in a line?
Yeah, I soak them down with some Dove, and then you know what I mean, one by one.
One by one.
Where's the X at?
How many men can you X say he had his kid at school? That's wrong. Different conversation. How many men, before I let you get out of here, right? How many men could you handle at one time?
Honestly, I really don't know because I only had sex with one guy at a time. I never had two men.
You never had the double.
I know it sounds crazy. Somebody asked me that like 3 days ago.
You never had the gang? Wow. The gangy bangy?
Never.
What are we doing, Eve? What was you? Come on, were you semi-pro? What was you doing? What are we doing? Eve was in the USFL. What is going on?
I never had two men at one time. I want to do it.
But you did have Jada Fire. You did have Jada Fire, didn't you? I'm jealous.
I damn sure did. But when I come to Miami, I'm gonna have you and X at the same time. We gonna go live.
Let's go.
All that shit.
Let's go. You heard that, baby? I can bring my girlfriend.
Yeah, she could come too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. You heard that, baby? He said she's taking all us down.
Yeah, she definitely gotta come. Hell yeah, she gonna record it, so of course she's coming.
He said she's taking everybody down. You had Jada Fire, and I'm kind of jealous about that.
You jealous about that?
That's funny. Man. Jada Fire actually sent me. I turned my Twitter handle into her picture for an entire day, and she sent me a signed picture of hers, Jada Fire. Where is she from? She was from California.
I think she is from the Bay Area. I think so. We were friends for a while until she stopped talking to me, but we're not gonna get into that story because I'm gonna be nice today. I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
She was really talented on screen.
Yeah, she was a good actor. That's all I'm gonna say.
She was. Yeah. She said she was a good actor. She was a good actor.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about her. So,
anybody else famous you've been with that some of these guys could fantasize over? Who else you been with?
I've been trying to give my life back to Jesus. You know, I've been trying to do the right thing.
You don't want to talk about the followers gonna go down if you start talking about Jesus and KY Jelly. Okay, all right. So the followers gonna go down if you start talking about Jesus and KY Jelly. That shit don't go together. All right.
Okay, my bad. All right. Well, no. So you said what you asked me?
Who else you've been with? And name some of the women that you've been with that was famous. I can't think of any right now. Cherokee.
I haven't been with Cherokee.
I can't think of any other ones right now.
I like she's a little too old for me, so I'm good on that. But I like, I've been with a few, like you mean in the porn industry. I was with I don't even remember half these girls' names because but you know who was the best like girl I ever been with is Mackenzie Sweets. She was pretty sexy. Nah, she was black, light skin chick.
Mackenzie Sweets?
Yeah, we did a movie together. She ate my pussy and I went down on her too, but she was like the best girl on girl outside of like porn and everything. She was like really fun and she was the best sex I had. But then she was like engaged to some Mexican guy. But she was like the best. Mm-hmm.
Is it hard to keep a relationship when you're in the porn industry?
I mean, I'm not in it really like that no more, but of course it is. That's why you got to be single until you're ready to be done with it. because nobody's gonna really want to date a person who's in the industry like that.
Oh, you saying like it's almost impossible?
It's not impossible, but you gotta find somebody who understands like where you're coming from. Because I feel like one of the best people that I ever had in my life are people in the industry. Because they're very honest and they're freaky and they open about their sexuality and it's nothing to be ashamed about. And a lot of people that's regular, they're ashamed of their sexuality, they're ashamed of their fetishes, they're ashamed of like all of that shit that comes with it. So they just hide and live like a double life.
What about Pinky? You ever been with Pinky?
Never, but I met her at a porn convention. I think I said this before. I met her at a porn convention. She had a really nasty attitude, so I don't really like her.
They giving some names in the comment section. Jayla Fox, you know who that is?
Jada Fox. Jayla Fox.
Jayla.
Not really.
What about Isla Fox?
The code for Kirk Franklin. That's hilarious. What does that mean?
You know, Kirk Franklin was addicted to porn.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the porn he was watching wasn't no straight shit. I could guarantee you that.
Wait a minute.
1,000,000%.
Wait a minute. God, please.
You know what they say? The apple doesn't fall far. You know what they say? The apple. Listen, let me tell you something. The apple don't fall far from the tree. You know, Kurt Franklin's son, Carry On, he was on the Bad Boys of Atlanta or LA or whatever that show was called, and he came out as bisexual. So you know his dad was getting down with it. You could see it all over his face. He was into that shit.
Stop putting your lips that close to the camera. These dudes trying to lick their phone. Stop, just back up. Stop putting your lips close to the camera. These dudes are a little crazy. They're trying to lick the phone. They a little wild. You know what I'm saying? So none of that. So listen, man. I've been on here way too long. So I'm gonna get up out of here. But stand up and show the people what you got on before we get out of here.
Oh, can you make the camera big? Because I can't see.
Can I make it big?
Yeah, I need to see how I look.
There it is, HD. You talking about Daisy Ducati? Who is Daisy Ducati? No, you look fine. How tall are you?
Thank you.
How tall are you?
I'm only 5'3". I'm a little micro size.
You only 5'3"?
Yeah, I'm tiny.
Oh, I didn't know that. You look tall.
I know. I'm so little. XX.
You're a little something.
I'm a little tiny little. I'm a little, little microchip right here.
Well, I see right here. You send a message. You send a private message with your Twitter, but I'm gonna put it in the regular one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do that shit. I'm not. So what is this? Are we on Twitter? Like what is this?
YouTube. It's probably gonna be a couple thousand people watch it. So you'll get you some followers out of it. Okay.
I was trying to be good today, so I'm glad you didn't ask me too many questions.
Nah, you did good, man. Go and get out of here and go drink your mimosa. What you drinking?
Yes, I am drinking mimosas. Yes. I'm drinking some champagne and some motherfucking orange juice.
All right, tell the people bye.
Bye, guys.
That's how you say bye? Jesus
That's exactly
Christ.
how I say bye. Bye.
Tell them bye again.
Bye.
There y'all go, man. Y'all horny, man. There y'all go, man. Y'all got Eve. Y'all got to see Eve. That boy told me he made a mess. Jay White, you heard? I didn't even hear all that, Jay White. Listen, man, we're gonna end the show like that. That's how you end the show with a bang. I'd go ahead and tell my girl like we get with Eve. Like Eve want to get with both of us. See if I can. Hey, man, Eve say, me and you. Need something to drink? Let's see if I can get that over on. Listen, man, 786-459-9499. Click the link in the comment section. There's some more products in there, some things you guys can do, man. I appreciate y'all. I don't know why she's still back there, but she's still back there. But we'll get up out of here, man. 786-459-9499. You want to get down with Investor Die. Y'all been asking for Eve. Well, there she go, man. Gave y'all a couple. But if you scroll back, the beginning of this interview with Steve Kim was awesome. Me and Steve Kim went for like an hour, and Kim did his thing. He just sent me a text. So listen, man, I'm gonna get out here, man. Don't put off tomorrow something you could do today The rest of your life could be seconds away. And when Bitcoin is back at 100,000, I'm gonna tell y'all I told you so. I ain't holding back, goddamn. I mean, just like I told you, you should have brought it when it was at 24. I'm D, and I'm out of this thing.